Hello friends, welcome to our session on desktop application using Java, Swing, components and JDBC connectivity. The agenda for today's session is a simple application, a Java application showing the connectivity of the Java GUI using Swing components with MySQL database using the IntelliJ IDE. Here in this application, we'll be preparing a student registration form. We'll be inserting, updating, deleting, and retrieving data. Here, first of all, please switch on the the IntelliJ IDE. In the IntelliJ IDE, click on the file icon. On the file icon, new project has to be opened. In the new file or new project option, click on the Java part and click next. Then just change the name of the folder and save it in the position where you want to, and then name the project. After naming the project, click on the finish button. On clicking the finish button, you get an option. You get a structure of the project. In this on the name of the project, click on the click on the name of the project, and you'll get an SRC folder. In the SRC folder, right click on it and create a new form. That is, right click and click on the Swing GUI, and on clicking on the Swing GUI, you can create a new form. And in the form, here we have named it registration form, and you'll get a new when you click on when you create a registration form, you get two forms. You get two datas. That is, one is the dot form, which is the GUI, and the other is the registration form.java file where you write the code. So in the GUI part, that is the registration.form part, you have to create the GUI. Here we have used, you get the palette and you can get the property window, and you can create a form over here. So here in the student registration form, I want to create a form that is a label. Using a label, I write the student registration form. Here on the left side, on the student ID, I'll again use the label and write student ID. Then on the right end, I'll add the combo box. Then on the left again, a student name and then the text field, then gender. I'll use to represent the gender, I use two radio buttons. Then the course, I'll use the combo box. Then for email, again a text field. And then I would save, update, delete, clear, and cancel. Use the button to represent these details. Next, I go to the registration form.java. Here again, I have to create a class. This class, the class created is usually public class registration form, but then you have to add extends JFrame, because by default it is just a panel. So you have to add JFrame, only then the data can be visible. So you add the JFrame, and the data, that is the fields that we have added in the on this GUI part, is already declared inside the declaration can be seen inside the registration form class. So extends JFrame is something which we write manually, and write that. After that, you can come when you just go down, you can see the public registration form the constructor, and here string title is there. In the title part is the student registration form. That is, you can give a title variable and then insert whatever has to be displayed on the form when it is displayed. So here a super title, that is the form frame. What is the title? That will be frame's title will be seen over here. Next, you have to add this default close operation, exit on close. So when you click on the close button, it automatically closes. Then set content pane, rect pane. This dot set content pane, this is the code that we use to add the panel. Rect panel is the name of the panel that we have created, and I told you the frame is something which we are adding manually. So this means this particular frame. Into this particular frame, we have to add the panel as the content. So the panel becomes a part of the gets inside the pane, and that the frame, and that is when the panel is becomes part of the frame. Now this dot pack, that is, you are packing all the components together. So these are the functions that you are supposed to use inside the constructor. Next, inside the constructor, I use a try-catch block. Try-catch block is because here there are chances for exceptions to to come up. So you catch the exceptions, and so then next what we have to do is the first step of any registration is first we have to add a driver. Not only here, you have to add the driver in the external libraries also. You have to right-click over there and then add the MySQL driver. Now, on adding the MySQL driver, you have to register it in the code using the class.forename function. Here, com.mysql.cj.jdbc.driver is being added to it. So registration happens with this method. Then you have to create a connection object. For connection object, you have to use a connection con. Here, connection class resides in the Java X package. You can see this in the package over there. We have important certain functions. There is javax.swing, java.sql.asterisk. Here in the java.sql.asterisk, you can find the connection objects and all. So here in the connection con is equal to driver manager.get connection. Here the URL for the database has to be named provided, and the username and password of the database has to be provided. Now statement stmt is equal to con.create statement, results set rs is equal to stmt.execute query. Here select sid from student details, while rs.next cmd.add item rs.getInt column index 1. So you're adding all the student IDs into the combo box. Next, this is the try-catch exception. Next, we'll come to you can see that on writing this code, the result of that code is that you get all the student IDs inside the combo box that is in the student that is close in front of the student ID. Next, we'll come to the save button. On the save button, this is usually done by right-clicking on the button and then creating a listener. Yeah, when you're creating a listener, you can add on the action listener. Then from there you have to select the action listener, and then this code automatically generated and you can write the code. So first, inside this action perform method, I write int id equals 0. Then in the try catch block, I would say I have to create the connection object. It's the same as the earlier one only, because the database is the same. So connect to the database with the username password. Then statement stmt. Here we are using the statement object because you have to select the data. So statement stmt is equal to con.create statement. Result set is used because data from the statement query is retrieved in the form of a result set. So result set rs is equal to stmt.execute query select max sid from student details. So the maximum sid is being retrieved, and if rs.next till there is rs.next, data is id is equal to rs.getInt of column column index, that is 1 plus 1. So with the maximum value that you have in the text field, in the student details, the ID's maximum value has been taken, and then 1 is added to it and then added to the variable. Now you close the connection, and then what you do is again make a connection prepared statement con.prepared statement, insert into the PST string, and there you have to add the values. So you are inserting the data. So take the maximum value, add 1 to it, that is the ID, and it is this ID that is being saved into this is because the saved data, right? In the saved data, you have just taken the maximum value, added 1 to it, and then that is the value which is being passed to the database. So here prepared statement is used to insert the value. So insert into prepared statement values, and you put a question mark for all the values, and filling the question marks, we use pst.setInt depending on the data type of the database. In the database here, it's an integer value, so setInt 1 comma id, pst.setString 2 comma text name, and then gen is being created, that is the gender, can be male or female, and then pst.setString 3 and 4 CMB course that selected get selected item to string dot trim 5 txt email dot get text dot trim and pst dot execute update. Then J option pane dot show message dialog null comma student details inserted. So this is what is in the try catch option. Next we have the cancel button. Cancel button, you have to just simply write exit system dot exit 0. So it's for cancelling. This was for inserting the data. So this is how we insert a particular data. Next we come to the add update button. The update button is for updating a data. For there again you have to create a connection object, then the prepared statement object. In the prepared statement object you have to write update student details, set s name equals question mark, s gen equals question mark, s course equals question mark. That is, you are updating the data. So all the data that can be updated have to be passed in this way, where SID is the one that is selected in the combo box. So here CMBID.get selected item has been selected. Now PST.get string of 1 comma txt name, the values are being assigned, and here if female radio button is selected, then gen equals female, else it's for male, and then set string to gen, then 3 CMB course dot get selected item dot to string dot trim, then PST set string 4 as txt email dot get text dot trim, and then you execute update it, and an option pane dot show message dialog. Here we'll be showing a message telling that the student details have been updated. So here you can see that the updates that have happened. So from the earlier data, if you want to make any changes in this particular data, you can change it and then update it and click on the update button. Next we come to the delete button. Here again it is the action performed method, that is you have used the action listener, and then you have to write into the action performed method. Here the connection con is equal to driver manager dot get connection. The connection object is created. Then we have the PST prepared statement object, and then there we write delete from student details where SID is equal to so and so. So the SID data is completely provided. Then PST dot execute update, and that automatically it is deleted, and then the J option pane message shows that the student details have been deleted. So here you get a data of this kind. Now we come to the action performed. Here this is CMB ID. In the combo box ID, you want the refreshment happening. So what happens is that when I click onto the action CMB ID, the data has to be filled inside in all the text fields. For that, a connection object is created, statement object is created, select star from student details where SID is equal to integer.parse CMBID.get selected item.toString.trim, while rs.next txt name.setText rs.get string of 2, then gen is equal to rs.get string of 3. Then if gen dot equals male, then male radio button dot set selected item true, then selected true, then else female radio button dot set selected true, then CMB course dot set selected item rs dot get string column index 4, then txt email set text rs dot get string column index 5. So same this way the data is being added into it. Now this is for displaying the data. Now again we have the clear button, clearing all the data. So here select max from student details. Here connection object is created, statement object is created, and the result set. In the result set, the maximum ID is +1 is displayed, and then combo box I have inserted that ID, and rest all the text name is cleared, email is cleared, combo box CMB course is cleared. So all the other data are cleared. So rest is all cleared, and then the data are all displayed. So this is how the program is going to work. And here that's what I told you. when I say clear, I click on the clear button, the maximum ID new one is generated and rest is all clear so that we can enter the data. Okay, so this is, you can enter a new data and save it. So this is what is the clear button for. Now, the main method, if this all has to work inside the main method, you have to create an object of the registration form, and the title is being passed over here as the parameter of the constructor, and the student registration form is being passed, and that's what is being displayed over there. And then r dot set visible true. When I say this r dot set visible true, the registration form is displayed, which contains the frame into which the contents of the panel are added. So that's why the panel is being displayed. So this is how the working happens. Now, if you think this example has been helpful for you, please, and it's good enough, then please like, share, and please subscribe too. And thanks for attending our session on desktop application using Java Swing components and JDBC connectivity. Thank you.